and today we are doing an entire house cleaning. This type of cleaning, I kind of like to say that it's you know, your residential household cleaning companies with a splash of CSI flavor. And the beauty about this potential project is the fact that we're able to work on different surfaces and we're able to work on different materials all in one place. The other beauty is that this is a move-in, getting to be moved in ready home. So a client of ours called us in because he knew that we did services for him in a condominium building that he's a part of, associated with, and asked what else do we do. Stop by over here, and in short, he basically said, if you guys clean it, I'd like to get it cleaned. However it is that it needs to be cleaned, I'd love to have it done. Let me know what you can and cannot do, and let's go ahead and proceed with that. And with that said, I want to walk you through the entire house. I want to go over with you your options, what you look at. You know, there may be materials in here that's a part of your home, there may not be materials that's here part of your home, but the fundamentals and the basic understanding and the knowledge behind it really applies to all, once you kind of understand the different variations of what you can and cannot do in different areas. And I'll begin with the truck, I'll begin with what equipment you see here, I'll begin with where we have a technician, because all of this is being done in a way that each person can work in an area that's specialized, another person can work in another area that's specialized, and then we can all come together and work our way on the way out of the home. So I have one technician in the basement, I have one technician on the second floor, and the first floor is left to be worked on after we're done. But you're gonna see what it is that we're doing, all right? Alright, so first and foremost, before we go inside, capitalize on the equipment that we have out here, what we're using, why we would use it before we even enter a home that we already know has different types of materials. First, again, we begin with the machine and what this machine does. So what you are looking at here is you are looking at a truck mounted unit. What this basically does is it rinses, so it ejects water. The water that comes out is heated. The heated water comes out of this solution line right here, and this line can come with clear water for rinsing, or we can have a neutral cleaning agent or a brightener of some sort if we wanted it to come through this water feed. And then the water that we vacuum up comes through this vacuum port and goes into this waste tank. So to us, this is the waste tank, so it's basically the vacuum. So what you have here is a form of rinsing via high pressure. The pressure is controlled here at this knob where we can go ahead and reach up to 3,000 psi, but we normally fluctuate between 400 and 1,500 depending on what the surface we're working on. So it'll be things like 200 is upholstery, 400 to 500 is carpet, and then you steady go a little higher to a max of 1,500. And then if we really needed to go anything past here at that point, now we're really using power washing levels, in which case this truck isn't designed to go ahead and do that. More, this is the conjunction of heat. So in addition to the water that comes out of here, it comes out heated. So you have hot water coming out, extracting or rinsing, and then water being extracted into the machine. Now, the reason why this option here is viable for us at this home is because there is a driveway. With the driveway, we're able to use this. If in the event we did not have the ability to use the truck, we have portable machines that's basically the same thing but much smaller, doesn't vacuum as strong, doesn't rinse as strong, doesn't get as hot, but it's your only option, and we do have that as well. We look at the area over here. Now again, we're doing a whole home cleaning, so we have to bring different tools for the job. Over here we have a mop bucket, right? Fill it with water, throw in your cleaning agent of some sort. If you were doing some scrubbing, some deck scrubbing, this would be sudsy. You would have a bunch of water coming onto the floor as you scrub. Past that, then you'd come and you'd vacuum it or you'd mop it off. Well, essentially, if you think about it, this is that. This is just on steroids. So basically, you have a rinsing agent, and then depending what you're using with the agent that's inside of it and how you're applying it onto the tile or onto the floor or onto the surface that you're working on, you're gonna figure out if you need to vacuum or not. And then when you vacuum, will you need to vacuum with a portable vacuum that we have inside the home or something as strong as the truck? And again, can you even use the truck? So let's go ahead and move inside. Oh, and then before I leave here, we have our different products. We have our neutral cleaner, our sealers, window cleaners, our degreasers. We have all of our different towels. When it comes to towels, not every towel is created equal. We should have 3 different types in here. You have your dirty ones that are clean, that you would use for sludge and mess, right? So as not dirty something like this on something nasty. And then you have this for miscellaneous and all sorts of different uses. And then where is the other one? They usually keep it here at the bottom. Well, I can't get down there, but you could see, there we go. Here goes the colored ones. We have orange, yellow, green, all for different associated colors. So for example, if I'm on a job and I have 3 different colors and I'm using 3 different products, I would associate a color to a product while maintaining the necessity for microfibers at the times that you need to use microfiber towels. And then you have your microfiber flat mop. The flat mop, I forgot what this is, about 24 inches, 27 inches wide, and it is microfiber. The fact that it's microfiber can glide over any surface without damaging and allows the ability to attract soil without the need for overwetting, oversaturating, etc. In here we have our shop towels. We have our caulking. Caulking, we have our standard colors, our beige, our white, our clear. Where is our black? We have another one. Okay, so we didn't need black in here, but normally there's black in here too. Black and gray. So those 2 are not in here. But as you can see, there's only a small variety. And when it comes to caulk colors, trust me, there is a rainbow. All right. Oh, and another thing, as we see here, this is a brush. Look at the brush. Look at how soft that is side to side. And look at how strong that is down. Finding the right type of brush that not only fits the end of a stick, but fits the bottom of a machine, both hand tools and floor machines. It's important to understand how thick, how hard, how aggressive, how abrasive you want, or how soft you want the bristles to be. And again, the selection is contingent on the surface that you're working on. And the surface you're working on and the size of the surface that you're working on is going to go ahead and let you know which machine it is that you need to use. So in the last, 5-6 minutes, what have I gone over? I've gone over cleaners, different types of rinsing agents, vacuums, brushes, bristles, towels, caulks, shop, and we haven't even gone inside yet. So let's go ahead and go inside, and I'll probably start making it a little faster, but just know that there's a lot more to cleaning and understanding a home in its entirety. And we're not even going to talk about suggestions that I would have for different materials if it was my home or if I wanted to guide you properly. So let's get inside. All right, so we're going to start out here, and basically what we're going to be doing in this garage is we're doing a full cleaning from the top. You can see that we are drywall, top drywall wall, and we have concrete down along the floor, leaves, debris, and oil on concrete. And you can see that the concrete once upon a time was a finished, sealed with some kind of coating. This is a perfect example of how coatings wear away. That's another subject in another video. So basically on this floor is going to be rotary scrubbed, rinsed and extracted using that bad boy. So for something like this, you would definitely use the truck. Basically, starting from top to bottom, we use our flathead mop. You saw how wide that mop head is. Put that at the end of a stick, and then go ahead and glide it over the ceilings. Get all the dust down. Always work top to bottom, left to right, in any environment that you're in. That way, that ensures that you cover every area. Work from top to bottom. So the last thing we would do is the floor. So the garage would be one of the last things that we do, the last dirty things that we would do. Not the last things of the day. The last thing of the day is to do general cleanup, wipe downs, the things that require a towel and a spray and a neutral cleaner, and that's it. That would be the last thing, but this would be the last of the dirty stuff. Let's go inside the house. As soon as we walk in, we're walking into a mudroom area / laundry room. Now, mind you, the home was pretty clean when we got here, so we're just doing some final CSI style touch-ups and details. We have not come downstairs yet to go ahead and begin checking and cleaning and getting to all this dust. But I'll start with this. What would you use for this? There's no need for pre-spray. There's no need for wipe. This right here is a neutral cleaner and a towel, or a dust neutral cleaner, towel, done. This floor, what you're looking at here is some form of vinyl plank. We have a lot of beautiful LVTs out on the market now, and really starting to kind of a change in what one does and what one doesn't do, or how they're installed or how they're applied. So when it comes to a tile like this, 9 times out of 10, they usually come with some sort of a factory protective layer. That factory protective layer is recommended by the manufacturer. Well, not all, so not assuming that this is the one, but in our experience, many of vinyl, linoleums, vinyl planks, LVPs, vinyl plank tile, luxury vinyl plank tile, so many acronyms. So, and with all these different kinds, it usually comes a protective layer, and that protective layer comes from the factory. The reason for that is because they want to protect it during shipping and during installation. Once it's finally installed and whatnot, it's then recommended to go ahead and remove that factory coating and then reapply a different type of, usually water-based acrylic coatings. There's pros and cons to it. In my experience, it's not in this, well, again, it's opinion. In my opinion, depending on your lifestyle, your home, where it's located, you may or may not need to. You could probably just use the factory coating that's on there until that wears away, and then at that point you really have no choice. We'll come in, remove what's left, and then reapply with another water-based acrylic. But some people don't really like the shiny, so okay, let's keep moving. So that's actually one of the beautiful things that carpet cleaners do when they're done, is we leave these beautiful little brush strokes. Some people don't like the cut marks. Some people want the cut marks raked out, in which case, no problem. Over here, windows, wipe down, clean. Ceiling, same thing applies. Flat mop, ceiling, wipe, neutral cleaner, and a towel. So all of this is just general household cleaning. Here, the lights, around the trim, handles, all this behind. So let's go ahead and let's move in. So you can see that that same material that carried us in is going to carry throughout the home. In the future, something that will end up happening, and one of the reasons why it's suggested to go ahead and put a coating is because if your house follows a particular traffic lane, and you can kind of already see it now. You look at the floor, here's the main entrance. This area from here to here is going to begin to get a traffic lane as time goes on and as they walk through their kitchen. So that's just giving you further information on this material. Over here in the kitchen, we look at this area. A lot of this you can see is a spray, wipe, clean. The microwave already looks really good, so does the oven. But again, we're just doing a final touch up. The backsplash we have here is a glazed ceramic tile with sanded grout. And basically, when it comes to this, it's the same service that we, as vapor steam cleaners, would provide. So, where in different applications you would use a mop. So earlier I touched on where in different areas you would want to use a mop, depending on what you're working on. So, for example, this floor is a sweep and mop. No need to put a machine on here, because the moment that you put a floor machine and you start rotary scrubbing, you're taking off that top layer, and that's something we don't want to do. And then when it comes to something like this on this ceramic tile, now it's about cleaning, deep cleaning, vapor steam cleaning the grout lines, letting it dry. Give this a little buff. Now, what is a buff? A buff is not polishing. A buff is just removing what's on the surface. Sort of like if you had something that still remained on this countertop and you used the towel to just buff it off. You're not making it any shinier, you're just buffing it. It's the same thing with this, and what happens is that you expose the beauty that's behind that little top layer of just life, just film. And if you look over here, it's gonna look close. You can see that it has a gorgeous, gorgeous sheen. You can see that there's some areas of discoloration that we can go ahead and clean up. And when it comes to grout, comes to standard grout, 9 times out of 10, sanded grout can come clean, a lot cleaner than non-sanded grout. My theory behind that is that the soil is able to sit on the actual sand. So as long as you could see really quick, you see all that texture. That texture are little layers where dirt can reside and just kind of sit on there. And when it's non-sanded, it tends to absorb a lot more. And on top of that, we cannot aggressively clean non-sanded grout as aggressively as we could clean sanded grout. So there's a lot to that too as well. All right, let's go ahead and let's keep it moving. And for the majority of this entire home, you can see that we're gonna be doing just mopping, wipe down, dusting, cleaning, sweeping, mopping. All the detail work belongs in the lower level. So the carpet, on the other hand, we will be carpet cleaning the stairs, the landing to go downstairs. It's other areas in the home that we're not going to be. Cleaning down railings, banisters. Again, this is a spray, a wipe. You know, so for example, on something like this, you know, you would not want to use anything super aggressive to scrub with. So if, let's say that we wanted to go ahead and scrub this, it would be with that white terry cloth towel. So earlier I mentioned how, you know, different towels have different performances. When I was sifting through that bag, you saw how a lot of the white ones had like one look a little more aggressive than the other. Well, the ones that have a little bit of aggressiveness is the one that you would want to use on a railing, you know, like this, if you want to be a little bit, you know, more aggressive to go ahead and clean. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go ahead and use some kind of a scrub pad, because then what ends up happening is you begin to remove paint, and that is something we do not want to do. And as we go down to the lower levels, from my eyes, what I see is a vinyl tile floor that looks great. Earlier you could see that this still has its factory coating. And in discussions with the customer, he chose to go with the factory coating. This is going to be the play area for the children and all that, so it's really not going to see a lot of use, a lot of wear. The fact that children are going to be down here tells me there's going to be a lot of, you know, sandals, socks, so on and so forth. So this, there's really no need to recoat this. This is great the way it is. So this down here is a matter of rinsing via a mop, or sweeping and then rinsing via a mop. That is all. Over here we have a dry vac. So again, earlier we were talking about vacuums and dry vacs, and do we want to use the vac outside, you know, that's attached to the truck, or do we want to use this? Well, where we're currently at right now is we're at the lower level. All we need to do is be able to extract some of the dust and things that are inside of the utility closet area before we do a final wipe down. Same thing with that area over there, and I'll go ahead and I'll walk you through. We look over here, and then all of this is the cleaning that's going to be done on our way out. The wiping downs of the walls, the windows. We have window cleaner for the windows. This area is kind of hard to see, but you can see where we've already gone ahead and scrubbed and rinsed this concrete area, and then vacuumed up with this. Or where's he at? No, it just looks that clean. Wow. No. Okay, so right here what we have is we have a bristle brush. This is basically picking up and collecting. It's able to go ahead and disturb and remove any of the dust particles that we're removing it from, and then it goes ahead and it vacuums up this one through the hose into the portable machine that you saw over there. So again, this is a perfect example of another type of extraction tool with a different type of head, depending on what we're working on and what we're doing, and you know what the expected result is supposed to be. Over here we have another example of a ladder. You know, all of my contractors know that you can never have enough ladders. Well, we got the perfect size ladder for the perfect size job here, because our ceiling heights are not that high. Over here, again, you see we have our other arsenal of towels, different color towels, mop heads. Over here we have our backpack vacuum. So again, what type of vacuum? We have this vacuum here, and then we have that vacuum there, and we also have a vacuum attached to the truck. But they're all suitable in different environments. So where this one was best suitable was in here. So in here we have a storage closet that it's got a lot of great space. And in this area above me, you can see that we have rafters, we have air ducts, we have nails, we have splinters, we have wood chips, we have all sorts of things going on up there. We got spiders, we got bugs. And this window right here was really full of spider webs earlier as well. So in an environment like this, you would want to have better control. You'd want to be able to freely walk around without having a hose holding you back and lugging you around. Throw that backpack back on. And then start vacuuming. Start hosing, start wanding. Get in there, get in all the crevices. Again, always start from the top down. Once you work from the top down, then you start going ahead and you do the shelving, wipe down, vacuum, spray, etc. And then detail work. Over here, our client had a lot of paint here. Unfortunately, we were not able to remove all of it, but we did remove a lot of it. Right here is a good before and after. That whole area was there. But yeah, they said this is the best they could do right now without actually bringing in other abrasive tools. So at some point, paint is already in. It's already embedded. It's already attached. It doesn't want to come off unless you get aggressive. And that's where you need to know where to stop, is that level of being too aggressive and doing as much as you can within the scope of work. Funny enough, we attach scopes to work all the time. So when it comes to things like this, we know that the next thing would be a floor machine. It would be probably using some solvents, probably using some liquefiers. And then once you do that, now you're beginning to alter. You see that slight little sheen that's kind of over the concrete tile? Well, that right there could be a concrete guard. So when it comes to concrete has guards. They have different types of sealers, impregnating sealers, different coatings and whatnot. You can see over here that this house has already had some cracking and some expansion and contraction going on. Over here you can see that it's already gone ahead and, where's my hand? So it's already had some repair work done. That's what all of that is indicative of. And the fact that I see that tells me that this floor needs to expand, contract, it needs to breathe. So you can't just go ahead and just lay a coat of sealer on here because you believe that the sealer could potentially make things easier to clean, in which case that would be true. But then the question is, how well does it adhere? And then the question is, will it yellow, will it peel? And then will it trap moisture? And if it traps moisture, will it create more cracking of the ground of your concrete? We've seen a lot. All right, let's keep moving to get to the second floor. All right, so now we're gonna work our way back up the stairs from the basement down to the main level. Go ahead and work our way up to the top floor. Things like this, the banister, wipe down, clean up. We're gonna go ahead and wipe that. The walls are gonna be dust mopped. The baseboard trim, all hand wiped, top to bottom. Things like this is what was concerning to the customer. So we'll see what we could do to remove this. Again, keeping how aggressive you are in mind, because I mean, you could see the paint. You could see that if you were to scrub that with something, you're gonna go ahead and peel that off. The moment you peel that off, now you're gonna expose something else, and that we do not want to happen. So we work our way up. If in your home you had carpet that needed to be cleaned, we can totally do that for you, whether it's just vacuuming, carpet cleaning, rotary scrubbing, brush proing. Right here we have Saul. You can see that he's working his way out of the area. Saul, everything doesn't matter, okay? Okay, perfect, thank you. So right here, this is another level of communication. In each and every one of our jobs, we always want to be able to communicate with people. And in the event that, let's just say he's occupied, he's busy, or he's on the phone, and I'm coming to see how far along he's got in the project, the fact that I see that close and that close tell me that we're done. He's working his way here, work his way here, 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 and then back down. You can see all the wiping that goes on, and you could see how the cleaning and the vacuuming from the wand is better done after that happens, because that dust will come down onto the carpet. So now we have another. Oh, this is a bonus for all of us. So right here, we just went to the basement and saw two kinds of vacuums. We were outside and we saw a different kind of vacuum, and now you get to see the other end of it. And the beauty about this one is that you can attach it to different types of hand tools, whether it's a hand tool, a carpet tool, a hard surface tool. They have many tools that can get connected to the end of this. The question is, which tool do you want to use for what surface, for what reason, what are we removing, where is it at, how do we get to it? So many videos where I keep saying the same thing, but it's true. It all starts off with, what are we working on? What's on it? Where is it? And what are the variables that we got to work around to make things happen? And then that's it. Leave us to it and we'll take care of the rest. So I'll go ahead and I'll continue with what we have here, which makes this a nice little bonus for all of us. All right, so what we have here is we have two different kinds of wands. So in a previous video, I went over our rinsing tool, our floor tool. Right here, we'll start with this one. So what do we have here? This is a stair tool. The stair tool, you can see that it's nice and short. The reason why it's nice and short is because when you're cleaning stairs, you don't have that much space. This stair tool allows you to go ahead and turn this around. Let me see if I can get it to spin. Sorry, it's hard to work with one hand here. But you could see that we can go ahead and get this to spin. And the reason why we would want to be able to get the spin is so that you could also clean the riser of the step as well. So this little tool is amazing. And it's just like all the other ones. You input the solution line here, so water goes ahead and expels at the other end. Then over here, you throw the vacuum. The vacuum goes ahead and extracts. We come over here at the other end of the wand. You can see the area that sucks up the water, vacuums it in, goes through this port that's underneath here, through this port up and out that way, and then your rinsing agent is coming from, I know the sun is kind of making it blinding us. Oh, there we go. So right here you have another different port. On a different tool, you saw that we had two of them. On this one, you see we only have one, and the way that that one fans out, that's also something to take into consideration, is that each and every one of these little tips really have different fanning abilities. So basically, if you think of you know, the tip, right, the end, and when water comes out of it, you can have water come out of it, shoot out of it nice and fine, get a little wider, get a little fat, or fan that bad boy out. So it depends on how wide it is that you want that little tip, and how much water you want to come out, and how you want that water to eject. So I'm introducing another variable into the mix, is that it's not only the matter of what we're working on, what we're taking it off, where is it at, which rinser do you want to use, which truck, what vacuum, what portable, but now at the end, now we have what wand. At the end of what wand, what tip determines that where you want the water to go and how much you want it to control. So I'll go ahead, get back over here to the end of this, and as you can see, we have one tip, and I already shared with you that this is a stair tool. Well, if it's a stair, we want it to expand and go wide. So that tip that's back there shoots the water out within the confines of end to end. So the water's fanning from here to here on this tool. This tool right here is the carpet wand. You can see it's virtually the exact same thing, just much bigger, much larger. And at the end of it, now you can see that we have two tips at the end. These two tips right here both fan out independently, and you could see that the max level that this tip can fan out is here. So now you got this piece going out to here, and you got this tip taking care of this to here, giving you full coverage from end to end. And trust me, these wands get much bigger. These are small. Hey, look, rookie card. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Perfect. Before we exit this room, you saw this how we first started with the fan. The fan was a spray, was a wash. First was a white dusting, then it was a wiping. That gets all the dirt down to the ground. Now he's beginning with the mopping of the ceiling. Mopping of the ceiling for, you know, dust bunnies, little cobwebs, and maybe up there, especially all up in the corners. Using the right microfiber mop, again, earlier we expressed how that will attract soil nicely. It won't damage any materials, whether it's drywall or other materials, any of that, or saturated in any which way, shape, or form. You could see that it is removable, and now we can go ahead and use it almost as if he's sanding the wall, basically. All right, so let's keep going. We're gonna work our way into this hallway bathroom here, and in this hallway bathroom, now we have the different materials. So right here, we are looking at a textured porcelain tile. Beautiful, beautiful thing about this tile is that you can basically clean it with anything and you're not gonna ruin it. We did a cleaning, rotary scrub, vapor steam clean, all the grout lines. Grout lines look fantastic. Wipe, clean, and essentially it's the exact same thing that you saw Saul do in the other bathroom. He wiped, or another bedroom. Wiping down the ceilings, wiping down the walls, working our way down. After we work our way down, then begin all the detail work. So earlier there was paint, because when whoever painted the ceiling, they got a little bit of paint on the porcelain wall, the porcelain tiles. And the beauty about this tiles, you can get it off with no problem. And as you can see, it was removed. Went ahead and made a nice, beautiful little caulk line seam all the way at the top. So we did a recaulking there. And then same thing here. We did a recaulking over here, down and this way. This is another great opportunity to go ahead and show you some of the things that we deal with on a daily basis that we actually have to make judgment calls. And if you look at this corner, if we were to look at it from afar, you'd say it's still dirty. But as we get closer, we'll be able to see that you have a combination. Number one, there's a little bit of a crack that's going on there. And whenever you see a crack, basically a crack is a crevice. A crevice holds dirt. It's the dirt that you see within the crevice or the shadow that's created by the separation of the material in that little area. And when confined to a small area without getting close to it, it looks like it's dirty when it's really not. And as you can see, it is not dirty. It is clean. So the judgment call that we actually had to do here, and it was Saul's idea, and I definitely agree with him, is the client wanted white caulk. He's not here. He'll be here at the end when we're done. But in the meantime, he said that he did not want to put a bead of white caulk from top to bottom because he thought it may create a little bit of a frame. Being that it's a porcelain tile, it's got a soft hue of a gray. Putting a white, though will probably look good, you know, it removes the flow of the tile. It removes the pattern. The moment that you break it, you now broke it and then you frame it. So the moment that top to bottom meets here and top to bottom meets here is when you're going to see a frame. And that's where he was like, I don't know if the customer is going to like that. So he's just going to show him that it's clean, it's been cleaned, and get close to it. And at the end of the day, if he wanted us to go ahead and put a seam there, we will let him know about the framing that we just mentioned before doing so, and then apply it. But at this point, that's a judgment call that we left behind. And this is a great opportunity to show you why. Same thing over here. Went ahead and did a nice bead of caulk all the way around. So in this bathroom alone, we covered porcelain, recaulking, we covered aesthetics, we covered design, caulking, wiping, sealing, in just this one little space, different equipment used for the job. All right, so let's go ahead and move our way into the master bedroom. The master bedroom, we're supposed to also carpet clean the carpet. Have we carpet cleaned the carpet yet?
No,
Al fin, right? Okay.
Yeah, for them.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So at the very end, before we're done, after all the detail work is done, we're going to go ahead and come back and clean the carpet thoroughly. The bedroom is the only carpet that we're going to actually do a carpet cleaning to, and the stairs that go to the basement. Everything else, we're just going to do a courtesy vacuum over, get some of the dust that we left and that could have been left here before. So it looks nice. Maybe put some cut marks so it looks nice throughout the whole house for our client. And then here we are. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the master bathroom. Okay, so here we are going into the master bath area. Gonna go ahead and turn on the lights so we can see exactly what we did. So basically same thing again. We have a porcelain tile. The grout lines is what needed the focus and the cleaning. So here alone we have a separation of carpet and tile. Both different equipment, both different wand heads, both different PSIs, both different types of cleaning agents right next to each other. And we come over here, we go into the shower. Shower is composed of the exact same tile, exact same benefits, all the way down the bottom and across. We went ahead and did a thorough cleaning. At the floor, you'll see that this is a terrazzo floor. So the terrazzo was cleaned and sealed. So the tile on the walls was cleaned, vapor steam cleaned. The floor or the shower basin was cleaned and sealed. So what is a terrazzo floor? So basically a terrazzo floor is Portland cement and it was broadcasted with marble chips. That's it. Portland cement is a combination. It has some limestone, crushed limestone in there, some limestone aggregate in there. The concrete in the mix, concrete polishes just like natural, or not just like, but can be polished in similar forms like natural stone. And it's just basically a beautiful man-made, very durable structure. Now, it doesn't come with this cons either, since we are dealing with a product that is primarily concrete, right? It's adorned with marble. Well, the fact that it's concrete absorbs, concrete can stain, concrete can break, concrete can crack, concrete can brittle. Concrete undergoes a process of erosion. Erosion is generally increased in speed when exposed to water, constant water, and the fact that we are in a shower, you are exposing it to a lot of water. Now, this isn't anything that's really going to be a big deal in most people's lifetimes. It's just the fact that it can erode, because erosion happens through time, period, no matter how you look at it or how you try to maintain it and clean it. But it's nothing for them to really worry about. However, you can see some slight signs of erosion occurring during the time that it could be in the install. So when it comes to Terrazzo, it is full of surprises. It really is. But it is definitely gorgeous, and the final result really speaks for itself. So I'll continue with what else we did in this bathroom. And over here, as you can see, we went ahead and caulked the perimeter as well. We introduced new caulk over here as well, underneath, replaced all of that. This area was really orangey and really yellow, so Saul was able to get that nice and clean. You can see that he went ahead and he took the white all the way across and followed the seam down to the bottom. Again, he stopped and did not do this one because it would create a frame. And now we can go to different things that we look at. Is when you look at this shower from this aspect here, you could see that if you were to put a white caulk line down here at the bottom, you'll break the flow of the threshold to the floor, and you'll create a box. Where now, as if we come over here and we take a look, you could see the flow I'm talking about, and you can see how the caulk follows the line of the eye, and again, does not go up so as not to break the horizontal flow there, and then right here, so that we can have a nice seam from the wall down to the tile. And here you thought caulking was just caulking, right? There's a lot that goes behind the final product. It's really, like I said this in another video, nothing we do is complicated whatsoever. It's how we do it, it's the order that we do it with, it's the machine, the equipment, the material, the process, the step, it's the people, it's the team that also works well together, because let's face it, everybody has a strength of theirs, and depending on the job that you're doing, you always want to be able to capitalize and use everyone's strengths, because not only does it produce a great product for the customer, but they have a great time doing it, and that's what we're blessed to have with our entire team. So moving on, forgetting about all of that, and let's get on to the rest of the work. Over here you can see the same thing was done there. New caulk all the way around, and then again the carpet is going to be the last thing that we work on our way out. When it comes to things like this, stains and all of this, it may be able to remove, may not be able to completely come out. When it comes to indentations and things that are like this, you could see that the fiber is already crushed, so there's really nothing you could do to basically re-pop this out. See, I don't know if you could see it on the camera. I'm trying to, yeah, there you go. With my hand you can see how deep it is in there now. So that's already crushed. Nothing's gonna refluff that back up. I mean, you can. You put an ice cube, let it sit there. Maybe an iron, heat it up, try to get it to fluff up. But chances are it's not. At least not in our experience. Okay, let's work our way back out. All right, and here we are. So I hope that was educational. I hope that helped. There's really a lot that goes behind selections, everything from the equipment to the solutions to the technicians, to the day, to weather, climate, winds. We do everything from indoor, outdoor, garages, name it. If it is generally, loosely speaking, but not too loose, anything wet cleaning, indoor and outdoor, reach out and we should be able to help you out. If not, we could potentially give you a great direction. And again, this applies to residential, commercial, kitchens. We do ceilings, hood cleaning, tile, clay tile, name it. We can go into a restaurant, clean that thing from top to bottom as well. So hope this video was informational. When we get more homes, that we can go ahead and do these move-in ready. They just purchased the house, they're moving in a couple of days. I will capitalize on that and come into more homes with a lot more different types of materials, so that we can have an opportunity and go over the restoration of marbles, limestones, travertines in different areas. Why would we go with a high polish, a satin polish? Is it located in the foyer? Is it in the mud room? Is it in your dining room? Is it in a play area? Is it in the basement? Are you in a flood zone? So, like, there are just so many things. So at the end of the day, anything can be done. And have a phenomenal one. I hope this video was interesting. Give us a like, subscribe. If you found this video helpful, please pass it forward. Love to go ahead and help more people along the way. Have a phenomenal one. Catch you next time.